Welcome back to True and Scary. This is Joseph. Today we're talking about The Exorcist. A lot to talk about. Let's dive right in there. The Exorcist is a 1973 American supernatural horror film directed by William Friedkin. From a screenplay by William Peter Blatty, based on his 1971 novel. The film stars Ellen Bernstein, Max von Sydow, Jason Miller, and Linda Blair, and follows the demonic possession of a young girl and her mother's attempt to rescue her through an exorcism by two Catholic priests. Blatty, who also produced, and Friedkin, his choice as director, had difficulty casting the film. Their choice of relative unknowns, Bernstein, Blair, and Miller, instead of major stars, drew opposition from executives at Warner Brothers. Principal photography was also difficult, taking place in both hot deserts and refrigerated sets. Many cast and crew were injured, some died, and unusual accidents delayed shooting. Production took twice as long as scheduled and cost almost 3 times the initial budget. The many mishaps had led to a belief that the film was cursed. The Exorcist was released in 24 theaters in the United States on December 26, 1973. On a side note, my mother used to tell me stories. Back in that time, they had drive-in theaters. People, literally, were passing out, overwhelmed, overcome to the fear of the Exorcist.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Paris, you faithless.
The Exorcist was released in 24 theaters in the United States on December 26, 1973. Reviews were mixed, but audiences waited in long lines during cold weather. The sold-out shows were even more profitable for Warner Brothers.
Fuck me! Fuck me! I am no one! I am no one! Let's see this, fuck you! Lift me! Lift me! Keep away!
Who had booked it into these theaters under 4-wall distribution rental agreements. The first time a major studio had done that.
I'm a friend of your mother's. I'd like to help you.
You want to loosen the straps, huh?
I'm afraid you might hurt yourself, Reagan.
Some viewers suffered adverse physical reactions, fainting or vomiting, to shocking scenes such as a realistic cerebral angiography. Many children were allowed to see it, leading to charges that the Motion Picture Association of America, MPAA, had accommodated the studio by giving the film an R rating instead of an X rating to ensure the troubled production is commercial success. Several cities attempted to ban it outright or prevent children from attending. At the end of its original theatrical run, the film grossed $193 million. And has a lifetime gross of $441 million, with subsequent re-releases. Quick break, children. We'll be right back to The Exorcist here on True and Scary.
I'm not Reagan.
I see. Well, then let's introduce ourselves. I'm Damien Karras.
And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
We'll be right back here on True and Scary. I am your host, Joseph. And remember, don't be so scared.
Embark on a thrilling journey with Joseph as he uncovers the spine-chilling truth behind aliens and government cover-ups. Brace yourself for a roller coaster of true and scary stories from around the world that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew.
If you're the devil, why not make the straps disappear?
That's much too vulgar a display of power, Karis. Your mother's in here with us, Karis.
We are back here on True and Scary. The cultural conversation around the film helped it become the first horror film to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture, as well as 9 others. Blatty won Best Adapted Screenplay, while the sound engineers took Best Sound. It has had several sequels and was the highest grossing R-rated horror film, unadjusted for inflation, until It. The Exorcist had a significant influence on pop culture, and several publications regard it as one of the greatest horror films ever made.
Would you like to leave a message? I see that she gets it. What an excellent day for an exorcism.
But wouldn't that drive you out of Reagan?
It would bring us together.
You and Reagan?
You and us.
In 2010, the Library of Congress selected the film for preservation in the United States National Film Registry as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. In northern Iraq, priest Lancaster Marin takes part in an archaeological dig in the ancient ruins of Hatra. During the dig, he finds a stone talisman of a winged being that evokes a concerned look on his face. He then has a vision in which a giant version of the same thing appears nearby, silently confronting him. In Georgetown, Washington, D.C., actress Chris McNeil is starring in a film directed by her friend Burke Dennings. McNeil, along with her 12-year-old daughter Reagan, rents a luxurious house with hired help. Meanwhile, Father Damien Karras, a psychiatrist who counsels Georgetown University priest, visits his ailing mother in New York. He later confides to a colleague that he's having a crisis of faith. Chris hosts a party with Karras' friend, Father Dyer, who explains Karras' role as counselor and notes his mother's recent death. Reagan, seemingly unwell, appears and urinates before Chris comforts her. Reagan's bed shakes violently after Chris returns her to it. Later, Dyer consoles Karras, guilty at not having been with his mother when she died.
Mirabile dictu, don't you agree?
You speak Latin. Quod nomen mihi est.
Bonjour.
Quod nomen mihi.
Reagan's personality becomes violent. Medical tests find no physical cause. During a house call, Reagan exhibits abnormal strength. One night, Chris finds the house empty except for a sleeping Reagan. Dennings is found dead at the bottom of a set of public stairs that begin beneath Reagan's window. Detective William Kinderman questions Karras, confiding that Dennings' head was turned completely around backwards. Reagan's body becomes covered with sores. Kinderman tells Chris that the only plausible explanation for Dennings' death is that he was pushed from Reagan's window. As Kinderman leaves, Reagan has another violent fit, stabbing her vagina with a crucifix and turning her head backwards. She is confined to her bedroom.
He est.
La plume de ma tante.
How long are you planning to stay in Reagan?
Until she rots and lies stinking in the earth. What's that?
Holy water.
You keep it away. It burns! Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Paris, you faithless swine.
The power of Christ compels you.
And I'm the devil. Fuck me.
Fuck me.
Fuck me. I am no one. I am no one.
Let's see this, fuck you. Lift me. Lift me. Keep away.
The soul is mine.
This is True and Scary. I am Joseph. This is part 1 of The Exorcist. We'll conclude part 2 on the next episode of True and Scary.
Embark on a thrilling journey with Joseph as he uncovers the spine-chilling truth behind aliens and government cover-ups. Brace yourself for a roller coaster of true and scary stories from around the world that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew.
Welcome to True and Scary.
A podcast about true and scary stories from around the world.
I am Joseph. Until next time, remember, don't be so scared.